Hey everybody, welcome back to Industry Influencers. I have Bill Wallace here. Bill Wallace has quite an influence and a business and name for himself, as well as he's a. I'm gonna start that over. I'll tell you what. I know, cut. I tell you what. Usually I'm on a good roll and I can get through and just fine.
Me too. And then
Maybe
I have
it's just
those
your
days.
presence. You're so.
No, then I have those days where whatever comes out of my mouth sounds like it's going. Yeah.
All right, here we go again. Ready? Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Industry Influencers. Bro, you are.
Welcome back to Industry Influencers. I'm Trey Hernandez, and today I'm honored to have the influencer, that's the name of our series, Bill Wallace with me. Bill, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Well, thank you. This is Bill. Bill Wallace has established himself as a leader in his sphere. He does a lot of speaking as well as being the founder of Success North Dallas. So, Bill, you're showing me your card here and your logo. You actually have two C's wrapped up in your name there. Tell me a little bit about what that means.
Well, it's fun. If you look at the logo, the name Success is what we all aspire to. The interconnecting C's, well, that's how we do it. Connecting the right people for the right reasons at the right time. And we've had the honor of doing this since 1988.
Wow.
30 years.
That's a long time.
It's been spectacular.
That's awesome. So you've had the privilege of working with, I'm guessing, an array of people, and I've seen people grow in their own business. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe a success story or just some of the people you've had the privilege of working with?
I can tell you I can tell you 91 success stories.
91?
91 companies have been founded out of the room of Success North Dallas over the years.
Wow.
1,000 jobs have been created, 6 Ernst & Young Entrepreneurs of the Year, but there's one that stands out, and that is, I call him my business partner. I happen to call him my best friend. His name is Jan Claudner. And Jan Claudner, this is the October after 9/11. For you see, 9/11, September, we had the chief economist of the Federal Reserve Bank scheduled to speak. He called and said he can't.
Wow.
We're speaking with one voice, Greenspan. But I've sent your website to Washington saying if we speak anywhere, we need to speak at Success North Dallas. He called me on Monday before the meeting and said, I've been cleared to speak if you still want me. Well, I of course said, of course we want you. He came and spoke, and at that meeting, which I was not aware of, there were several FBI agents. I get a call the next month, the Sunday before our October meeting, saying that we're going to be declassified Tuesday afternoon. And we had some agents at your meeting, and you didn't know about it, but we were very impressed with the way that meeting was handled. And we'd like to give our first talk. And so Jan Claudner invited the city manager, I believe it was Melissa, I could be wrong, but Melissa, one of the Princeton, one of the little small towns, to that meeting. And after the meeting, he said, would you mind if I climbed your water towers? And that was the start of his company. And that was the company that took internet out to the small little towns just I guess east of here and made him a huge, huge success. That's one of many stories. Pinnacle Graphics started in our room 27 years ago.
Dang.
So these companies have been built with staying power. And some of our speakers, head of Scotland Yard, head of Emphasis, people from India, people from England, people from all over the world have come to speak, not because of me, but because of the people in the room. Because our qualifications for membership are be a success in your own eyes.
Yeah.
We have no right to define what success is for you.
Interesting.
Honor your commitments. Let's go back to the handshake.
Yeah.
And be a giver. It's all about our fellow men and women.
Yeah.
And that's what's built Success North Dallas. And that's why every month, the third Wednesday, we have anywhere from 180 to 225 people gather. We have 3 or 4 jets land at Addison Airport.
Wow.
There'll be people from New York. Last week we had LA, New York, Pittsburgh, Miami Beach, and Houston all coming in for the meeting.
That's incredible.
It is. It's a gift.
Yeah. Well, I actually wanted to learn more about that too, if you don't mind sharing, because it's probably grown into this. So there probably had to have been that initial launch, since you've been the founder of this Success North Dallas. What did that look like to even start this, and then I'm sure now seeing it take off like this as well?
It's the Success North Dallas story actually starts back in 1979 when I got a letter that said, "Would you help us build a house?" And that house we opened debt-free. 20 of us got together, and it was the Ronald McDonald House of Dallas. And through that, I met my mentor, Herb Kelleher. And this was in October or March of '83 that I actually met Herb. March of 1988, I had asked Herb to become my mentor, and in the course of time. And I was sitting in his office, and he said, "Wallace, when you figure out why I should do business with you, come back. Now get out and figure it out." Of course, he said it with love,
Sure.
but he meant it. He meant get off your backside and
Yeah.
do something to set yourself apart from the herd. So I looked at everything for 6 months. This is
Wow.
March of 1988 that he said that to me. For the next 6 months, I looked at every networking group in North Texas to see what people did not like about them.
Wow.
And I eliminated all of that with one exception: women. Because in 1988, it wasn't cool to have women in networking.
Interesting.
It was a very interesting time. Card pushers we eliminated pitch bookers, selling of wares, selling in the room. In fact, no money changed hands in the temple, as a friend of mine said. But we eliminated all of this except women. And I found through that some of my greatest allies, people that had my back in a way that I had no earthly idea. And when I started it, I invited 7 people. And I asked each one of them to invite one removed from everybody else in the room. Thus, we started with 15. And I thought, in my insurance business, I'm paying my dues, I'm setting myself apart from the herd, and it's going to last 5 years. Little did I know, it took on a life of its own. It took on a life of its own because we didn't have qualifications on what your rank was in a company, what you did, your classifications. We just had a qualification on the heart. Do you care about your fellow men and women? And through that, it continued to grow. Our points of evolution, we moved from the Landmark Club in Park Central when they quit surfing food 25 years ago. And we ended up at Prestonwood Country Club. That's been our home, our family, for the last 25 years. And that was a point of evolution because we gained more space. Then we adopted the professional leadership program at the University of North Texas when they had 5 mentors for 75 kids. The next year they had 105 mentors because of the people in Success North Dallas and our contacts. And we entered into a formalized mentoring agreement, a non-disclosure agreement, a contract of accountability with these students that we would meet with them, and they had the same right to hold us accountable that we had to hold them accountable. That next evolution point, 17 years ago, we started presenting the Dallas Police Officer of the Year. And we've done that now, again, 17 years. And that took us into the law enforcement, a little bit of the political, and a little bit more of a drive. I became part of the National Speakers Association some years back. That opened up a whole new cadre of speakers. So those are really our points of evolution along the scale. We have 51 now published authors. 85 of our members have mentored. 2 nonprofits, 2 television series, and I'm not sure, I don't even know what all has come out of Success North Dallas, except when I stand up in front of that room, I think with gratitude how fortunate, how lucky I am to be in this room of these world changers.
Wow. That's true. I think that there's so much difference in having that heart connection. Having that belief in those values be at your core. That there's been so many people that have latched onto it that you've seen it grow and you've seen it expand. And since you have that heart and you have that relational mindset with your people, it's almost like you've seen your family grow and your family get more successful and increase in their influence. Isn't that right?
You used the key word family. They are family.
Yeah.
Even the club we meet is our family.
Really?
We've been there 25 years.
That's awesome.
Some people have been in this room for 29 years.
Yeah.
Some people have been in the room for 29 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about our fellow men and women.
Wow.
And networking. Yes, we're a networking group. We're a very high-level networking group. But you asked me before to talk a little bit about networking. And networking really is when two people meet each other. And it's kind of like this. Because they trade cards, 80% chance both of those cards will end up in the trash can.
Interesting.
A 95% chance at least one of them will. So I talk with people about what are you doing to stand out, to make a little bit of a difference. I have never given a card away in the last 15 years, even if you've asked me for it, that I haven't asked you for permission to give it to you first. People say, well, yeah, I asked for it. Well, that's great, but you're remembering me. The corner of the card is cut into a curve. People are feeling it. It's different. I try to hand it, two-handed, and I ask about the recipient. Tell me about you.
Yeah.
Second thing is net weaving. Now that's networking. So I'm doing something to start setting it a little bit different. Why am I doing that? So we can get to the point which I consider level 2 of net weaving. And net weaving is when you take two networks and you start weaving them together. Because I can't imagine the number of people that you know that I would want to know,
Yeah.
and you can't imagine the number of people that I know that you might want to know. So that's net weaving. And then the ultimate, level 3, is servant leadership.
Wow.
And what is servant leadership in terms of networking? It's when I meet you, the first thought that's going through my mind as we're doing that handshake is, who could I introduce Trey to that he would benefit from, or that would benefit from Trey? And that to me is the ultimate in networking. And I think our room is probably somewhere close to 90%, 95, maybe even 100% there.
Wow.
Because when you walk into the room, we're not a faith-based organization by the name above the door, but by the actions of all in the room,
Yeah.
because of the way we embrace the other people in the room. I say there's not a VIP in this room. There's not a VIP seat in this room. There's 200 VIP seats,
That's
not
true.
a singular one.
Wow. Well, I think that's something that entrepreneurs need to know, especially the ones that are trying to break into the business. Networking is not just about getting your name out there. It's not just about exchanging business cards. It's about building a family of relationships that you trust one another, that you want to see one another succeed, not just yourself succeed. And by doing that, you really do create a strong, powerful force like you've seen here.
You do. And if you think back to, we always say, money is the key, this is the key, that is the key. But to me, the coin of the realm is access. I don't care if you're the greatest physician, the greatest scientist, the greatest whatever. Without access, you have nothing. Because you have no place to trade your wares, to show your wares, to practice your skills. But access gives you that. And that's what networking is all about. It's all about gaining access through relational experiences with other people for the right reasons.
Well, Bill, I know we talked a little bit, and I think you've prepared a few different ways in which you want to encourage entrepreneurs that are watching today. Is that right?
I'd love to.
Yeah. So, what are some maybe 3 things?
How about my 3 A's?
That works.
My
Bring it on.
3 A's.
All right.
First A, you have to be accessible. I have to be able to find you.
That's important.
You can't hide. And then when I find you, you have to be, second A, approachable. You have to welcome me into your space. You have to make me feel like I'm the most important person in the world,
Yeah.
that you really want me there. And then finally, you have to be accountable. We have accessible, approachable, accountable, ... to the relationship that you're building from the first encounter. And rest assured, my friends, you do not know when that first encounter will occur. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week game
Yeah.
of life, and you don't know. And it could have been when I cut you off in the parking lot, I jumped out of my car, I walked in here to be interviewed, and you saw me the next time sitting in this seat,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, that's the guy that cut me off in the parking lot. I don't think I'm going to interview him. It's that
right.
simple.
It's like you have to be relational minded everywhere you go. Be honoring of the people and the people around you.
You do.
know? That's so true.
If you don't, they will catch you.
Well,
You don't even have to worry about catching yourself. They will catch you.
Well, it's better to be proactive, right, than reactive.
I hope so.
So let's make that a goal of ours to just be mindful and work towards building that family, because I think it's valuable no matter what industry you're in. So
Thank you.
yeah, well, definitely a lot of great wisdom and knowledge, and I think you're great.
And,
Yeah,
you know, we were
you
laughing.
learned.
If you want some more of it, I tried for 3 years to write a book, then I finally figured out how to write one. I took the 60,000 words I had and got them down to about 5,000. But
Yeah.
the book is Being a Catalyst for Success, The Fulfilling Life of a Servant Leader. It's available on Amazon, and I would be honored if you took the time to spend a few minutes with me and my book.
That's awesome. So make sure to check it out. Real quick, I want to honor the Trey group and make sure we give them an awesome shout out because they're super cool. So if you're interested in having someone that can help you with branding your, displaying
Anything.
your brand, yes.
My gosh, look around this place.
They have a fantastic
It's
showroom here in
unbelievable.
Carrollton. They specifically also help people with, if you're doing like showcasing your business on the go. So make sure to check out the showroom.
And if your children or you are into the video games, they are the largest manufacturer of tradecraft, displays, all of the things you see built around the video games. They come right out of this room.
Yeah. We should take the camera at some point and just show you what this place looks like, because
that
it's
would
pretty
be wild.
fantastic.
That would be.
Yeah. Well, Bill, how can people contact you if they're interested in hiring you or being a part of your family?
Bill Wallace just Bill at successnorthdallas.com. Bill at successnorthdallas.com. Go to our website and sign up for our emails, successnorthdallas.com. Then you stay in the know about our meetings, upcoming events. Even we do about 4 happy hours a year too, and they usually have a couple of hundred people and some really good food and a few other things. But come and join us. My phone number is 214-686-7778, and I welcome your outreach. Bill at successnorthdallas.com.
So yeah, Bill, thank you for being on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And to all of your listeners out there, may you do what you love to do with people you love to do it with, on purpose. God bless and Godspeed.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We have a new industry influencer every week, so make sure to tune in. Make sure to like and subscribe. So I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all next week. Take care, you guys.
Bye.